Hello everyone and welcome to another Throwback Thursday, taking us back to August 2019 and a little picture report of a typical TSA Tin Soldier of Antwerp club evening. And well, back then Noshi had her Hero Quest games, but I didn't have any appointments, so I could some game studying and looking around. And for one, Glenn and his compadres were doing a shootout in the Far West games. Setting Cruel Seas was tried and tested for one of the first times at the club this evening, as Liam guided some not-so-young spirits through the rules. It made me buy the books and paint up the forces, but I never got to play it in the end, so they're all gone again. Sven led another session of his Gangs of New York steampunk role-playing game, Blades in the Dark. Not really my thing, but it looked cool. The 40k League thundered forward with 4 battles being in full swing for the coveted trophy. The Genestealer cults faced the Adeptus Custodes. The Salamander Space Marines were facing the Tau. The Orcs, the Ulkway Eldar, and the Space Wolves were playing against the Blood Angels that night. Nemesis also organized a kill team game for both his daughters, because one of the most corrupt are early enough the next generation, so you better start doing that soonish. And then there was an Age of Sigmar appearance that night, a game that is really kicking off at the moment in the club after a long hiatus, and never really put his boots on the ground until recently. And Heike and Glenn went on to war. But can someone read that where in the rulebook it is written you get first turns in scenarios? Well, now in the new edition, okay, but it wasn't anywhere on the battle maps in those days. My study case for tonight was a 9th Age game that I'll be gaming. I've been, well, after the tournament played, after the evening played the tournament even, with of course my Chaos Dwarfs. And well, it was a game that I followed with a lot of interest, and it took me back to my old Warhammer nostalgia days, now solved with the old world, as it is after all a community-driven continuation of the game system, and it were 2 gorgeous armies on the table as well that night. The Hero Quest group of Noshi was in full swing right from the get-go of the evening, while a large battle also took place for the Men Who Would Be Kings rule system. Our president tried his best to opponent in a Napoleonic board game. Story tells this is such a rare occurrence that chances are bigger that our honorary president would shave his mustache off instead. And as a small intermezzo, Mike tried his hand at Magic the Gathering, which now also has a thriving community at the club, so yeah, looking back at those days and now 6 years forward, pretty cool how stuff all went on. But that was it for the club evening in a nutshell back then. A great and varied games, nicely painted armies and scenery, and a good heap of players came along that night, because, well, summer months it's usually calmer and fewer games. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you again next time. Bye bye.